Hello everybody and welcome back to the Blues Knot channel. Today I am back with another Quakes preview, also known as a match preview, as I'll be previewing the upcoming match between the San Jose Earthquakes versus the Portland Timber away. Now, obviously we all know that this matchup is gonna be one of the toughest matchup for the Quakes, and this is a matchup that it always seemed to be a matchup where it's an automatic L for the Quakes, because the Quakes have never beaten Portland on the road, and with the way that how Portland has been playing recently and how the Quakes have been playing recently, it is a big mismatch on paper. But having said that, we have been unbeaten in 3 games, and the team in these last couple of weeks have at least shown some resilience of trying to fight for what is remain of this season, which, here's a hint, not a lot that is to fight for this season, because there is a big hint that potentially we are not going to be making the playoffs this season. But at least the players are finally starting to show up, and the players are finally playing for the shirt, unlike what has happened throughout this first part of the season. Now, you know, coming into this match against Portland, like I said, we have never won against Portland. We only have drew twice at Portland in all our meetings against the Timbers at Providence Park. One thing that we got to watch out for in this game for the Portland Timbers is definitely going to be their attack, and this is where I am going to get into the players that we got to watch out for, and there's actually going to be 2 players that we definitely got to watch out for in this game. One of them, it is pretty obvious, it's Diego Valeri. I mean, he is the guy that scored that winning goal in the last time when both of these teams meet, with a lovely free kick to get his team all 3 points, and you know that he has the ability to do that again if we concede a very bad free kick. And we also got to watch out from his passing ability, and also make sure we got to close that passing lane for him so that he doesn't find a way to get into his teammate and get into the next player that I'm going to talk about that we got to watch out for, and that is Samuel Armenteros. I mean, he has been certainly one of the biggest surprise for the Portland Timbers, and he is been a guy that not only have kept out Fernando Audi in that number 9 position, but he looked like what Fernando Audi has done for the Timbers in the last couple of seasons, which is putting those ball into the back of the net. He is a very good clinical finisher, and that link-up play between Valeri and Armenteros is just so deadly for this Timbers team. And having said that, I think maybe that would be one of the things that could happen in this game, where probably Valeri is going to give the ball to Armenteros, and Armenteros is going to score a goal in this game, because our defense is absolute garbage, and we're just going to let Valeri have a field day in terms of his passing style. And I hope that won't happen in this game. I hope for once our defense can be a little bit decent, but you know, those are the 2 players that we got to watch out for in this game. Now, going into the starting 11 for this matchup, it is going to be another very similar starting 11 that I'm going to put. We're going to go 4-4-2 again, and in goal, it is going to be Andrew Tarbell, which I hate to keep saying that as our goalkeeper, because it's pretty clear that Tarbell is clearly not good enough. I mean, you watch the last game against the Galaxy, there was a couple of goals that he clearly should have saved, and he didn't. I mean, he was absolutely useless in that Quakes Galaxy match, and in my opinion, he was the worst player on the pitch in that matchup. But unfortunately, because we don't have a backup goalkeeper that is as good as Tarbell, we unfortunately will have to stick with him. But that is something that we got to address in the summer transfer window. Another position that we need to address is the left back position. So far I haven't heard any rumor that we were getting a left back or whatsoever, so because of that, we're still going to put Partida in there, which I thought Partida did not have a bad game against the Galaxy. You know, at times he looked good, at times he looks bad, but that's kind of how he's been in that left back position. He's not good, but he's not like absolutely awful like what Salinas was in that left back position. Now, heading into the center back partnership, this is where I'm going to change a little bit. It's going to be Youngworth, and also I would say I would put Cummins in there, because I think Cummins should be be coming back for us since, you know, Panama has already been knocked out in the World Cup. I think both Godoy and Cummins should be back in the squad, but at the same time, I might think about either putting Quintana or Cummins or even Affolter in there, because it feels like, you know, besides Youngworth in that center back position, his partner will just be some other defense that probably cannot defend. But because Youngworth is so good at protecting his center back partnership, it feels like whenever Youngworth is in that center back, whoever partners him just made him look much better than he is when he is not there. So I'm gonna say Cummins is gonna be there alongside with Youngworth, and then in the right back it is gonna be Nick Lima, and then in the holding midfield I'm gonna say it is gonna be Jackson Mule and Godoy that is coming back from the World Cup, and then in the left wing it's gonna be Eriksson, and on the right it is going to be Vako, and going forward in the two striker it is going to be Wando and Hussein. Hopefully with Wando scoring those 2 goals, not only this means that he is now 5 away from breaking the record that Landon Donovan hold as the all-time goal scorer in MLS, but hopefully that finally give him a little bit confident that he can finally start to score those goals. You know, so far Wando this season have looked nothing like the Wando we've seen in the past, which is that crucial goal scorer and always tends to get into a good area to put the ball into the back of the net. That hasn't really happened this year, but at the same time, you know, maybe with the fact that now he has scored a couple of goals and he has a couple of goals under his belt this season, maybe finally he can get going. Now, one guy that has been getting going and has been the guy that is playing the Wando role for the Quakes has been Danny Houston. I mean, he has just been a red hot kind of number 9 for us, and he's been an absolute goal scorer for us, which is something that I'm very happy to see Danny Houston develop into. I mean, he didn't score a goal in the Cali Clasico, but so far throughout the season, and just his recent form of him just keeps scoring goals on the road. I think on the road he has scored the last 3 or 4 goals on the road for us, so he is obviously a very important guy for us that we need to get the ball to him. And once we get the ball into him, and if he finds a good open space, then I'm pretty sure that he will put the ball into the back of the net, as he have shown in these past kind of road games. But yeah, that of course is my starting 11 for this match. And in terms for the prediction of this match, well, you know, we never won at Providence Park, and I don't think that saying that this would be the first time winning at Providence Park would be very realistic. And if I say that, I would be one of the most deluded fans in the world right now. But having said that, you know, since we haven't been beaten in the last 3 games, and since that it feels like, well, the thing that we have definitely got going in terms of what we have been in these last couple of games is that we definitely have been much better going forward, and the fact that we are starting to score the goals. But on the defensive end, that is still an issue. I mean, despite the fact that we have scored 6 goals in the last 3 games, we also have conceded 6 goals on the other end of the pitch. So hopefully in this game we can maybe score a couple of goals, and maybe on the defensive end we don't concede like a lot of goals. But if we go down in this game, I think it is going to be the same old story where the Quakes are going to lose if they go down like 1 or 2-0. So hopefully we can score that first crucial goal, and if we do that, then I'll definitely have a confidence that this could be a draw. I mean, I think if we can get out of the draw out of Providence Park, that is going to be a big miracle. Just like what happened a couple of weeks ago when we head to Rio Tinto, where we're playing against RSL, and you know, I didn't do the preview of that game, but if I would have done, I would say the same thing that I am saying now when we play against the Timbers, which is we have no chance against RSL. I mean, RSL has that good record at home, and they've just haven't lost a game or haven't drawn a game at home in a while, and yet we drawn a game against RSL. So maybe in this game we can do the same thing, and maybe we might have to rely a little bit luck on the referee, where you know, they call a couple of foul that is going to be against the Timbers, and we get maybe a couple of non-calls in our way. But I'm going to say that it is going to be a 2-2 draw between the Quakes and the Portland Timbers. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below what your starting 11 is and also your prediction for this game. And yeah, I, of course, will see you guys next time.